Welcome to the brand new Draymond Green Show YouTube channel. Hit subscribe so you don't miss out on any of our content. I think that's beautiful. To find that love, I think, that's something that we all go through, no matter, regardless of what the position is that you're in, by the way. If you're in it, at some point or another, you kind of lose that love and that lust for the game.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's just like, fuck.
Right.
Like, I gotta go do this.
Right.
Like, everything is like pulling teeth.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so just to hear that you have that love again, I think personally that's amazing. And so in speaking on just the love for it, finding it all again, when you look back on it, through the whole process, whether it's the Kings wanting to leave the Kings, then not wanting to leave the Kings, or the one thing that I do know is that the entire time you always said, like, no, I love it here. I want to be here. Like, I drafted here. I want to be here. Ultimately, you got traded, which I can imagine is tough for anyone. I've never had to deal with it, but I struggle with change as it is. So to get traded in the middle of a season to me is terrifying. But nonetheless, needless to say, whether it's Kings to the Pelicans, Pelicans going great, tear your Achilles, then you ultimately sign with the Warriors. When you look back through the journey, are there any regrets that you have about your career, about the way that it went, the way that it ended, although it's not completely over yet, but do you look back on it and say, man, like, I regret this, or I have any type of regrets about something, the way you handled something, just going through the journey?
Bro, I'm not a person that lives with many regrets, but man, it's one thing I know for sure I wish I would have did differently in my career. And it might not even be an answer you really are expecting from me, but bro, it was a year in Sacramento, and I was dealing with some family things back home, and my brother, kind of had a situation of his own, and it was this fucking reporter, bro, named Andy Furillo. And this guy he made it a mission to make sure he gave me hit piece after hit piece, where it was, just kind of, it was the campaign to kind of push me out of Sacramento. They had a little campaign going, which was fine, but, I would see the articles, and you know how we deal with media. It's like, I know what your angle is with me, so I'm gonna deal with you accordingly.
Absolutely.
So he finally made a piece, and he started to slander and it was to the point where he was kind of running out of material to say about me. So then he just kind of switched lanes, and now he was speaking on a family member. And I'm super sensitive about my family. It's not a lot of things that bother me more than when you bother my family. And for me, with me doing my job and me being in this profession, talk your shit, say whatever you got to say about me, but don't bother my family. You know what I mean? So he mentioned my brother, and it was and I didn't appreciate it. So at the end of the day, I kind of pressed the line, like, keep my fucking family out your mouth, homie. And it was never to the point where I wanted to take it further than it needed to, but I definitely wanted to get my point across. And at the end of the day, looking back on it, one, I was raised better. Two, I was raised to respect my elders. Like, so I definitely pressed that old man a little too hard, bro. So for me, bro, that was probably the only, I'm just like, man, come on. And I'm not a guy that, like, I hate bullies. Like, I experienced it growing up. Like, that's part of the reason the demeanor came about, because I grew up in an environment like, you gonna either eat or be eaten.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So that's kind of where the demeanor comes from. But I never believed in bullies. So, I look back on that moment and I'm like, bro, you were wrong for that. Like, you know what I mean? But outside of that, nah. Like, coming from where I'm from, like, knowing what I've been through, I never in a million years as a youngin' thought my life would play out the way it did. I've lived an unbelievable life. And I say that going through the good and the bad. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I look at some of my peers and look at, you know, people I grew up with in my environment, and, you know, it's people that never even leave their neighborhood. You know what I mean? I've been all over the world. I've experienced different cultures. I've seen different things. I've met, you know, plenty of, you know, amazing people. So I can never sit here and say, you know, I live with regret. But, you know, like I said earlier, I definitely self-reflect, and I have no problem admitting, you know, when I'm wrong.
Have you been hungry for some college football? I am. I cannot wait. And if you love college football as much as I do, jump in on the DraftKings Sportsbook. Go to the app. Takes you 90 seconds, maybe 2 minutes to download. It's a small slate of games, but it's week 0. We got the one over in Dublin. And go to the DraftKings app. If you're a first-timer, let's make it easy. Just pick a team to win. Select a team. Place your first bet. This is going to be a gigantic season because of conference realignment. There's so much mystery and so much fun and so many big games. Oregon, Ohio State, Texas, Georgia. That's now a part of our life. If you've always loved college football, add a layer to it. Go to the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Put in the name Colin. By the way, when you download the app, put in the name Colin. That's $200 in bonus bets. If you put in the code Colin, you get $200 in bonus bets from DraftKings, betting just $5. That's a nice head start. It's like you won without winning. Pick a team. It's simple. Download it. Code Colin. $200 off 5. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours.